Greetings and salutations. My name is Kelley. Welcome to Video Ghoulash. I want to talk about Folklore Candle Company today. This is a company I've had my eye on for a really long time, probably 3 or 4 years or so. Their products are sold out of a website called Luminary Emporium. I know Folklore is started out of Canada and Luminary Emporium is out of Peterborough, Ontario, Canada. So you're going to pay a little bit more for shipping if you're outside of Canada, but it's really not that bad. I think my shipping was only like 15 bucks. I ordered Samhain, which is one of their all-time favorite signature scents that comes back, seems to come back every year, that has in high demand, so I've got that one. I've got Ritual, which is another one along those same lines. It's a favorite that comes back. And that's not saying that they will always come back every year. I'm not really sure how they release their stuff. Although I do know that they had two new scents for this year. One of which I have is called Dark Harvest. Let's get into that one first. First off, I guess I'm going to say about this is that all of their candles come in these black kind of apothecary candles with these really cool labels, these kind of hand-drawn art. It's really awesome, by the way. Actually, I'll probably put some pictures up from the website so you can see them. But the Dark Harvest candle, this one is from this year, and let's get into this first. Yep, this is it's smoky and creamy. It's really bewitching kind of a scent. It reminds me of kind of burning outside, being outside in cold autumn weather and maybe burning a campfire, but there's a spice, like maybe a cinnamon element, something like that. It's got this creamy musk though, that's pretty creepy. I wrote down my initial impressions when I first smelled it cold, because I've burned these. So yeah, my initial impressions were just that there's a spice that's kind of like cinnamon, but maybe a little more bitter. The creamy, the vanilla, or some kind of a sweet cream note is really prevalent, along with the smokiness of it. The smokiness and the woods and the cream are all super prevalent, but it's a spicy kind of a vibe that you get. Definitely bewitching and a little spooky. The label says, and this is the notes as well, at the forest edge, the circle is cast. Dark woods, blackened cardamom, sweet cream, and a twist of smoke. So yeah, when you burn this thing, it's all the things that I said. It's really creamy, spicy. The wood comes out a little more. The smoke comes out a little more. Yeah, it's got this charred note. It's kind of an unsettling candle, and it leans a little witchy. Yeah, it leans a little black magic and spooky, but it definitely is an outdoor scent as well. So this thing's pretty cool. Spook factor on this, I'd say, is about a 7 or so. It's an outdoor scent, creamy, musky, with that the cardamom. It's very charred cardamom spice. It's really nice, but it's creepy and definitely witchy. The throw on it, as I recall, was about a 9. It threw really, really well. Came out of the room, down the hall a little bit into the foyer. So it threw extremely well. And keep in mind, these are single wicks too, so this was pretty powerful. Overall, I think it's about a 6. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 6, even though it's growing on me. It's definitely unique. It's unlike anything that I've smelled before, and it creates a definite witchy, strange vibe, but I'm not sure I find it very pleasant either. It's not a scent maybe that I would want to burn a lot. That being said, again, it's a high quality candle that is doing exactly what the maker wanted it to do, I can tell you that. The next one we're going to talk about is Ritual. Ritual says that it is burning incense, bundles of drying sage, spice, warm caramel, and a handful of graveyard earth. Those are the notes. And my cold impression of it, I do remember, again, I wrote notes, that it's different, it's fresh, but it's rich and kind of grounding. It does have an herbal note, the sage. I'm guessing, is the herbal note that's giving kind of a spice and a grounding element as well as the earth. It's savory, but it does have a bit of a sweetness to it. It's really a fresh kind of a smelling candle. It reminds me of a cold autumn day. However, it doesn't use kind of the obvious things that a cold autumn day candle does for a lot of people. Like there doesn't feel like there's an autumn leaves note in here. There doesn't feel like there's kind of a fruit note that's making it sweet. But it has a fresh, sort of an ozone-y, sweet air, if that makes sense, with some char kind of hanging in the back that sort of props up kind of the lighter notes that this has. When you burn this, you get this sweet earth, this incense note that's a fresh, sort of powdery musk. The drying sage is nice in it. The caramel, I think the caramel is really strange. Burning this thing, you would think that I would love this candle based on the notes, but burning this, I didn't like it. It didn't meld for me. It didn't work. And it is really, really fresh smelling as well. I'm not sure how I can describe it other than it doesn't feel like a cleaner fresh, and it doesn't feel like fresh ozone per se, or petrichor, which would be a really cool note. It just smells odd. It didn't work for me. Spook factor, I'd say it was about a 2. Not very scary. It just turns into sort of a fresh, powdery incense musk, odd smelling sort of a candle. The graveyard earth and the caramel, I just don't think is a good combination, and it didn't really lend to being spooky. The throw's a 9 on this. Another great thrower. I can't make any excuses for single wicks. Folklore comes in here with these single wicks and they fill the room, they go down the hall, and they come into the foyer. So really awesome on the throw. Overall, I'm gonna give it a 4. I guess it's just not my thing. It didn't meld well for me. That being said, it's certainly a well thought out fragrance that has a lot of notes that blend together to do something. It's just not something I'm interested in, I guess. And we'll cap it off with Samhain. This is a really beautiful scent. There's an apple. That's beautiful apple, maybe cider note that I think it's apple cider. I'll read you the notes in a minute. But this apple note is just, it's fresh, but it has this musk. There's this kind of odd musk to this scent, but there's an autumn leaves that's bright a bit, but the musk is also there, sort of weighing it down. It's earthy, it's grounding, it's cold. It's a cold smelling candle, and the earthiness of the candle isn't as much dirt as it just is a grounding, earthy element. It almost smells like there's pumpkin in here, even though I know there's not. Just an absolutely gorgeous, bewitching, Halloween invoking scent. So let me read you the label. Spiced tart apple cider, crushed autumn leaves underfoot, and cool damp earth. Yeah, so the magic in this is undeniable. There is something really, really special about this candle. I can totally understand why it comes back every year through really high demand. When you burn it, the apple comes out a little more, but these elements that sound really simple, which I'm sure are not giving away all the secrets, kind of remind me in a way of Goose Creek's Trick or Treat, but not as sweet. Fresher, more outdoorsy because of the autumn leaves. You might even say that it has almost a poison apple vibe, but it's not that syrupy or that sweet. It does, I guess the cider, the sourness of the apple cider lends the apple note to a poison apple kind of a vibe, but again, it's not so sweet as that. It's not cloying at all. It's fresh and beautiful. There's a muskiness about it that's a little bit creamy and a little bit milky, but again, it invokes being outside, and it's Halloween and you're smelling fresh apples and musk, and Like certain special candles, there's this X factor of magic that's in Samhain. Spook factor on it, it's not super scary. So spook factor's a 5. However, like a candle like Trick or Treat, which again, this is not as sweet as that. I'm just making the comparison that seasonally this thing is a 10. When you smell it, there's no way you're not thinking about autumn and Halloween. The throw on it, I recall being about an 8. It fills the room up pretty easily, so it's a great thrower. And overall, for me, this candle is a 10. I will repurchase this candle every time they bring it out because I'll burn it through the season every season. It's probably going to end up in a top 10 October, Halloween, autumnal candles for me. Folklore Candle Company, I've got nothing but really good things to say about this. They have a lot of intriguing scents, and you can check them all out on Luminary Emporium. From what I've gotten here, just the quality of these things and the care and attention to detail that's put in by the maker, how the notes come together, whether I liked it or not, it's actually just a thing of beauty. And I'm looking forward to trying a lot of different scents that they have up, like Storyteller is one I'm eyeing. But they have some really cool candles, so check them out at Luminary Emporium. Hey, thanks for hanging out. Please like and subscribe, it helps me a lot. Comment too. Let me know if you've ever burned Folklore candles, if you know anything about them. I'm a fan, I've got to say. I can't wait to order more stuff from them, but let me know if you have and what your experiences are with them. That's all for now, but definitely more stuff coming up really soon. Keep it creepy. Smell you later.